I just started, I just finished a long conversation with Geetanjali and edited and posted it. I was able to mention something for the first time to her that I often wanted to write about, but I never found the proper occasion. It's something that I noticed which may be subtle, so perhaps others have not spoken of this before, but one of the few times that I visited a Muslim mosque out of curiosity, and I noticed that I was with an acquaintance from Africa, a Muslim, and he was helping to explain what to do, and I was staying by his side during the whole thing so that I would know what to do. And at a certain point, the crowd shifted and there was an opening, and several men angrily gestured to me that one of us should come forward and fill the opening. And my friend gestured to them that I was untutored in these things, and so that was the first I realized that there are these puzzles. As a child, I had these puzzles, and they're still available, and it's an alphabet, the whole alphabet, with little squares that you can move about, and they're all jumbled, and you have to keep shifting them about until you get them in alphabetical order. Well, I realized something very interesting, that in Islam, in the mosque, it's not permitted for one person to have one place that's their place, you see. When I was in the Russian monastery, I was Father Igor was a Rasifor monk, and then he became a little schema monk, and his name became Ilarion, and he was ordained to the priesthood. And now he's metropolitan here, I've learned, years later. I haven't seen him in quite some years. I don't know if he would approve of me now. I've drifted away from his practice of Russian Orthodoxy. But I met him when he was a new bishop, and he said to me that he would come to visit different parishes, and came to know that certain people were always standing in their place. It was like their spot. Now, when I watched Ramanan Sagar's television production of the Ramayana, about 28 episodes, I think, in the 1980s, and it's on DVD. There's an episode where Ram comes to visit the woman, devotee, Shabari, and at a certain point she speaks of her guru, who was now deceased, and Ram ardently requests to come and see the place where the guru meditated. So it's that one place. And this is a more intense notion than the Russian Orthodox idea that someone has one place that they stand. Because this, in the movie, and I suppose in Tulsidas, poetic Hindi version, the Ramacharita Manasa, which is the holy lake of the acts of Ram, the deeds of Ram, Leela. Anyway, in the movie we see that the place where the guru meditated is radiant. It's like this sacred tirth, and all of this sacred energy has been concentrated. Well, what's interesting is that when Mohammed established the religion of Islam as a prophet, they feel it was revealed through the angel Gabriel. But one thing that was done away with was the idea of one person being in one place. So the idea is that there's no one special person among the worshippers, the believers, and they really kind of did away with the idea of a saint or a martyr. It's only amongst the Shia, I think, that is veneration at certain tombs of certain great Muslims. So I just found that a very important observation. And then, of course, you can see at my blog, myspace.com/literary discussions, one sees the whole dialogue with Geetanjali. And there's also a discussion there of how scriptures such as the Mahabharata or the Zoroastrian Avestas are an oral tradition up until a certain point when they're redacted or edited into their final form, just as the Gospels and the Bible, at a certain point it was redacted and finalized into the canon of the 77 books, I suppose, of the Bible for the Protestants. And the Greeks and Anglicans have a few more books in terms of the Apocrypha. But anyway, Hans Kung points out that Judeo-Christian concept of scriptures is not the same as the Muslim idea that the scriptures are direct, the Quran is a direct dictation. And then I speak of the Sanskrit Brahminical notion of Sabdha Brahman, which is the notion that if Sanskrit is properly chanted ritually, that the sound vibrations are not, it's an incarnation of the presence of God, it's non-different. But in Islamic belief, there's a similar notion that the Quran properly recited in Arabic is non-different from, one is in the presence of Allah. So these, now I can only have a 10-minute upload to Ustream, and I have my timer on, and I'll have to shut this off the moment the timer beeps, so I don't go over the limit. But I'm grateful to be able to have such a long talk. It's 5:30 in the morning. A long talk with Geetanjali. She's I've known her for a couple of years now. She's very devoted and dedicated to reading me. I've said on occasion that I hoped for 10 or 20,000 people who would like me a little bit, and what I'm gifted with is one person who likes me to the 10,000 or 20,000th degree. So since I'm blessed with just this one person who desires to meet me at some point, see me, I discuss that in the blog. With the economy, if I find myself in between jobs, then I'll certainly try to spend a month